Hey out there, this is Stop Stressing and Start Living with me, Dennis Crosby. And I'm really excited today because you may not be able to see it, but this is my first podcast and video recording. So I'm actually recording this video while I'm doing the podcast. And I thought that today would be an awesome day to kind of re-explain what this podcast is really about and what this soon-to-be video channel is going to be about. And I made this podcast for people who are just like me. And I was in a place less than a year ago of just feeling like crap about life. I was more stressed than I even realized. Like, the level of stress that I was at had become a new baseline for me. And it got to the point where I even realized that I was stressed because it just became my normal way of life. And when I started down this journey, as I became more self-aware, more in touch with myself, I realized just how shitty things were and just how clenched and tight and I was feeling every day. And not only that, but I was trapped. I was trapped in this habit of trying to force life to happen, of thinking that the only way good things would happen, the only way I would get to where I wanted to get in life was to force it, was to picture what I thought my ideal life would be and then go work like hell to make it happen. And I mean, that works to a certain extent. Honestly, we have the power to essentially move mountains with our minds, but it's exhausting. I mean, it's just go, go, go. And for me, I got burned out of it. I mean, I had some pretty good success. Like, most people would say I was pretty successful through this path. But I was exhausted. Like, everything felt like work. Everything felt hard and difficult, and it just burned me out, plain and simple. So I decided that I wanted to find a better way to live. And at that time, 2 books came into my life. The first one was Untethered Soul, and the other one was The Surrender Experiment, both by the same author, Michael Singer. And at that time, it showed me that there is another way to live. You don't have to force life. You can actually flow with it. And there's actually whole philosophies and spiritual religions. I don't want to call them religions because they're not really religions. But for the sake of this conversation, let's call them religions that are all about this. The one I focus on is Taoism, but Buddhism and Hinduism also go into this. And it's all about just going with life. Bruce Lee used to say, be like water. And that's what this really is. It's the process of flowing. Flowing versus forcing. And in the short time that I've been doing this, it's been nothing less than remarkable. I mean, everybody used to tell me that you shouldn't let what's happening externally affect you internally. You shouldn't, being in a shitty situation shouldn't affect you. You should be the calm in the center of the storm. And it all sounded great, but what the hell does that even mean? Like, how do you go about doing that? And what I realized was this was that path. And over time, the distance between my internal well-being and my external circumstances has consistently broadened and consistently distanced themselves away from each other. When bad shit happens, it doesn't really affect me. It doesn't bother me internally. Now, obviously, it's not foolproof. I'm not to that level. I'm not a Zen master. But where I was versus where I am now are apples and oranges. And that's where I'm hoping to help take you on this journey. I want to give you the tools, the steps, the things that are working for me right now so that you can start inching towards where I am right now, because it just feels so great that I want you to feel it too. And while your path may not be the same as mine, it will probably go 100 different directions. The steps to get there are the same. And I'm planning on sharing my stories, the good and the bad, the good and the ugly, all of it with you. So I'm not one of those people who just seem like, oh yeah, things are great, and I'm only going to talk to you when things are great. Nah, I'm going to fuck up. And things are going to go wrong, but things are also going to go great sometimes, and I'm going to share them both with you. So I'm happy that you're listening right now. I'm happy that you're along for this ride. And I can't wait to continue this journey if you've already been listening. But this is your first time, then I can't wait to start. So that's all I have for you today. I want to thank you for spending your time with me. I know time is our most valuable resource. It's the one thing that we cannot buy any more of. So the fact that you're spending it with me right now really means the world to me. So on that note, I'm Dennis. I'll talk to you soon.